Hello, everybody. Today is the big day. I can hear my family upstairs. They're all watching on the big TV. But today's a very exciting day. We have the official Wine and Warpaint interview. Hello, Serena. Hello, Courtney. Welcome. I hope you guys can hear them. That'd be so funny. Wine and Warpaint just mentioned me in their story. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Crowjinx? I don't know Crowjinx. We have a first time chatter. But welcome into the stream. Like I said, today's the Wine and Warpaint interview. I hope you all have been studying up, doing your homework, trying to learn who, if you don't know, which you should, trying to learn their music. Because we're going to go in deep today. At least that's what I think. Is there trivia? You know, I didn't have chat trivia prepared. Okay, Serena, I'll throw one at you. Bring Me Back is the best song, hands down. Wow. A little ball knower? I don't know who Crowjinx is, though, so I feel bad. Scotty is in the YouTube chat. Hello, Scotty. The man, the myth, the legend will be coming very soon. Bring Me Back is the best song, hands down. What? I don't know. Don't ask me what my favorite Wine and Warpaint song is. We want to just do trivia right off the bat? Okay, I'll go name all three of their projects, I guess. I don't know. That was just the first one that came to my head. Ron Bon is very excited. I'm glad you're here, Ron Bon. We got Ron Bon on her phone in chat and watching on the big TV. That's mom of the year right there. But yeah, I hope everyone is excited. Crowjinx is CJ. You'll meet them if you make it to a show. Okay. Gosh, it feels like it hasn't been that long, but homeless, half to life, and disassociate. Yep, they know. It feels like it hasn't been that long since I've been to a show, but it has almost been 2 years now, which is a little bit scary. I've been waiting for this day. You know what? I'm glad you have Penguin Guy. I'm just glad to have someone like Penguin Guy just watching me. Someone of that caliber. Okay. Chat. Shall we have him come down? Shall we bring him down? Is everyone ready? Are we ready for this? Bibbs is watching too? Oh my gosh. I'm so glad Bibbs is here. Okay. All right. Mike O'Neill in YouTube chat. Wow. So, turns out all I needed to do was just get Brandon on my stream and everybody is in chat. So, this is good. I like to hear it. Okay. I believe it is time, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it is time. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to introduce to everyone a very special guest. He is a lead singer and songwriter of this group, but believe me, he can play it all. Blending the raw energy of punk rock with infectious indie pop punk and post-hardcore vibes, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready? Named winners of the Player Plus Studio Sessions, powered by Fender in 2022, securing professional recording time in New York City, and he's fresh off a trip to LA where he worked with Kyle Black, yes, the Kyle Black, ladies and gentlemen, who is a multi-platinum producer and has worked on acclaimed records for bands such as Paramore, All Time Low, Newfound Glory, just to name a few. and their new song Super Bloom Supernova is out on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, anywhere you can find it. Ladies and gentlemen, from Richmond, Virginia, I give you the lead singer of Wine and Warpaint, Brandon O'Neill, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go.
Welcome in.
Thank you, buddy.
Let's move this over.
Oh, look at that.
Look at this.
Oh my gosh. This is Ryan's personal collection too. Not
You hear the
just
fan? You hear the
idea.
fan?
Yeah.
All right, let's move that bad boy down.
Dude, what an intro.
You like that?
Well done.
That's been scripted
That's
for a little
crazy.
bit now.
Very nice. Very nice.
How are the audio levels, everybody?
Felt good when I was up there.
It was okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's clear the chat and this just for such a special occasion,
Just for a special occasion.
such as having you on stream.
You know I know Crojings. Shout out CJ. CJ knows One and War Paintball for sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
CJ exposed themselves when they said Bring Me Back was their favorite song.
Why is that exposing themselves?
Because that's the only person I know who says that's their favorite song.
Really?
We played it special for CJ at the last show we did.
Are you serious?
Yeah, for sure.
You were gonna play anything at all when we were gonna go.
We still
you
did. We still did because
And I
you
couldn't
always
go.
said that
Yeah,
was one that you
that's
wanted to
like
hear.
one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Daniel said he's so handsome.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you, buddy.
Daniel, you're just the nicest ever. How's the volume? I want to make sure everything's like okay. I can turn things up if need be before we start firing away. Okay. How are you doing?
I'm great, man.
Dude,
I'm great.
That's
I'm,
sick.
I'm so happy to be in Rhode
turn
Island.
these on.
And this has been you texted me about this when I was still in RVA, and
Yeah.
I'm, of course, always down to hop on some Ryan's dimes.
Let's go.
And you've done a great job with all the promo and like
Thank you. I'm
great job with
trying.
all the graphics and
I'm-
everything. It's been really nice, man.
Turn it up a touch.
Here it comes.
There we go. Okay. That's all we got. We're maxed out at this point. So if
Turn your speakers up.
yeah, just turn it up.
And you know
Okay.
I love these Patriots world champions in the background.
Yeah, normally when we don't have your merch as a backdrop, it's more visible.
I'm into it still.
But before we get things started, I do have a little something I want to bring out. I just wanted to maybe have you sign these.
Whoa! Oh, what is this?
This is one of them, chat.
Oh my gosh! But then there's this one. Hang
my
on,
gosh.
when was this?
I think circa 2013.
This is my high
2014.
school band, dude.
Yeah.
This is the Battle of Me.
Had to go in the Wayback Machine for
Wow!
that one. You know
How did you snag this?
And you know what? You know who gave it to me?
Who gave it to you?
Your wonderful wife.
Wow!
Yeah.
That's the only way you'd be able to do that. That's Matt right back there. Our guitarist Matt, and then Blake back there on the drums. Man, you know what? This was one where we played Fix You by Coldplay and segued it into a Wine and Warpaint, or I say Wine and Warpaint, it's
Wow,
a Battle of Me.
you're trained.
Into a Battle of Me song. And that's why we had the keys set up. That's crazy, man. If you can peep it, I'm wearing a Flying Squirrel shirt.
No, you're not.
Have fun going nuts.
That's amazing.
That's crazy. What a crazy snag, man. What a crazy snag.
This one, it looks like, is it the Canal Club?
No, this
I
is
can't
at
tell.
Golden Pony. You can tell by the big yellow horseshoe in the background. Golden Pony in Harrisonburg, Virginia. This is at the Port Harbor was the name of our college band. This is at the final Port Harbor show. So we've got me, Tay, that's Jake, Valerie on the keys. That's Justin going crazy, and then Hunter on drums.
That's crazy.
I'm trying to think of if I would recognize anyone else. And you know what? David Lane, who's upstairs watching on stream, he was at this show.
No way.
He was.
That's so cool.
But I remember how sweaty I am.
I was just going to add, if I might add, you're quite sweaty.
So sweaty. I mean, I sweat a lot at every show, so this is like before I found out that I need to wear like black shirts.
Is that like so your go-to now when you
Truly, it's like only because of sweat.
That is so funny.
But
you learned your lesson.
This is how you learn. And this was our last show. It was the best Port Harbor show we had, which ironic. I remember that show ended and I was like, man, if they were all like that, we would have found a way to keep it going.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But that's so fun. Everyone in this has like I'm still very close with, and we still are
That's
killing
awesome.
it. Like Valerie and Tay. Tay obviously plays with Wine and Warpaint. Valerie has played with Wine and Warpaint, and they put out great music as Juniper Tree. And Jake in the white up top, he just put out a full-length record on Friday.
Oh, that's sick.
So y'all need to check out Jake's full-length record.
I was gonna say I saw you posting about
Yeah, it's
that.
Jake Sawyer, and the record's called Bloom. Definitely need to check that out. But dude, good pull with those, man. That's
Thank
nice.
you. Okay, well, speaking of Bloom, and I mentioned that you went to LA.
I
You
did.
just put out a single, Super Bloom, Supernova. What do you want people to say? Slash?
No, don't say slash. Say
Okay.
Super Bloom, Supernova.
Okay,
Sure.
okay.
And I will shorthand it to Super Bloom. Sometimes we just call it Super Bloom.
Super Bloom.
But yeah, we want Super Bloom, Supernova. See, there's not even any slash on the T-shirt. Just Super
Yeah,
Bloom, Supernova.
That's the merch. I
Yeah.
get to tilt the camera up a little
Yeah.
bit more, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So just kind of, what was that like? You went to LA, which is crazy, super cool, working with Kyle Black, and you said that Paramore has one of your favorite albums of all time. You said
My
right?
favorite album of all time is the Paramore self-titled record.
So what is it like working with on your music that the guy produced a band
Yes.
that has one of your favorite albums?
Yes.
How crazy is that?
I mean, that was well, ironically, actually, the way I found Kyle was that he worked on a State Champs record, and I'm a big fan of State Champs, and then the record that he did with them, he then did he did a full record with them, and then he just produced the drums for a record that I really, really love.
Okay.
Which also, I love someone who's just focusing in on drums, because I love drums so much.
Yeah.
That's how I found him, and then went and looked him up and was like, oh shit, he worked on the Paramore self-titled, which is my favorite album.
Right.
It was crazy, honestly. Colleen went with me, which I was so grateful for. She was tour managing a band at the time and had to be out on the West Coast anyway, and was able to come through.
That's amazing.
And like be in the studio. I remember when I was tracking drums during our session with Kyle, I was stressed. And I was like feeling really, I was like, man, I'm not nailing this. This is not cool. And she actually texted me. She was in the control room and she texted me like, dude, no, you're fine. Like it sounds great. Things are coming through. Like he's digging it. We're good. And I was like, if that was the only thing that I got, like if that was the only reason Colleen was there, that would have been like more than enough. And
That's
obviously
so cool.
it's not, I got, anytime Colleen and I are able to work on stuff, it's great. But that was super cool. It was great. I was saying to her as we were on the plane together, I was like, I've never flown somewhere kind of with the main idea being, oh, I'm going to work on Wine and Warpaint stuff. Like obviously we've done some touring, we've gone out of state and that type of thing, but being able to get on a plane and being like, where I'm going is something that I'm going to work on Wine and Warpaint was just a really fun, cool, big step.
And the song turned out unbelievable. I think you said a couple times it's going to be like the craziest Wine and Warpaint song, and it's absolutely like...
I'm just so thrilled with it. Kyle brought a lot of that energy to it. We were just sitting in the studio, and he would the craziest stuff that he did was really just like deleting things from the song. Like he was like, oh my gosh, let's get rid of these 8 bars. Like maybe this part we can like cut to the chase a little bit faster. Like he immediately understood the spirit of the song and had the tactical steps of how to accomplish the spirit in the best way.
Yeah.
Which was really, really fun. To break news in that regard is like we just had a call last week about working together on some more stuff.
Oh, nice.
And so I've got like a bunch of songs in the hopper that he and I are going to keep working on together.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh, good for you.
Yeah, so I'm really pumped about that. But to circle back to something you mentioned originally, which was I on the third day, I was like, the first 2 days, like, you know, we're like focus in on what we're trying to focus on. Let's get it going.
Yeah.
The third day, I was like, hey man, like, what was it like working with Paramore on that?
Yeah. You get a little comfortable. Throw it in there.
It's like, you don't want to lead with it.
Yeah.
But he pulled up he was the first thing they did of pre-production was with him. And so he actually was able to, like, he told me all these crazy stories, and some of the original, he told me that he had the original demos for some of my favorite songs on that record.
Holy.
Because he had them, like, before they had any outline for that record, they worked with him and just doing some pre-production stuff. And actually he engineered all of the, for anyone who knows that record, the ukulele interludes in that song were all done. That was the stuff that they did during that session.
Okay.
He had a version of those songs, like they all have like a filter on them. He had a version of them without the filter. And so I'm such like a crazy, like nerd for that record. So being able to hear like anything that was slightly different from what I know, I'm so obsessed with what the final one is. So he showed me some of the work tapes from that, which was insane to hear. So, but yeah, you know, play it cool for a couple days.
Right, you're probably like a kid in a candy shop, though.
I do think like Kyle was also stoked on it, and he was like, I think, you know, few people go in there that are that insane about that record as me. So it was just fun for us to kind of talk shop on it a little bit.
How would you compare working with him to working with Matt Goldman back in 2017?
Oh, it was awesome. In a very similar sense, they had really similar studios.
Okay.
I think like even just visually, I was like, oh, this kind of reminds me of Golden Spot.
Okay.
I don't know, dudes like that who have been around for so long and who have worked with high level artists have just like I think I bring so much kind of reverence to the room that they are just so committed to the craft, and they're so just open to whoever walks into the room. So as much as I'm like in here being like, oh my gosh, this is where such and such was made, and this is where, you know, this is where Under Oath made their record, and this is where Amberlin tracked, or with Kyle it was like this is where State Champs did their stuff, and where he did that Games We Play record, and all that's running through my head. But to their credit, they just are so committed to the present moment and committed to making the best art that's in front of them. So I think that was probably, I mean, and they also both are great drum producers. I think that was another like great thing.
Cool.
I mentioned I love drums so much, but like they both are lovers of acoustic drums, great sounding acoustic drums, getting great capture of an acoustic set. So that was another fun connection between the two of them for sure.
Yeah, just like sticking with...
And I want to shout out Will Beasley, who I did a bunch of stuff in the middle with, who also I think is like a drum nerd. And like, I think there's like a continuity of people who love live drums in all of the stuff that we've tracked. And Will also similarly, I feel, about the way that the stuff we were able to make together too.
Did you do Static with Will?
We did Static.
That was one of them, right?
Yeah,
okay,
for sure.
Just kind of sticking with Homeless.
Yeah.
Even listening back to that, the theming is just so concise all the way through. And like even on Before I Knew, where I think it has like 35 unique words in the song or something. So I think that is the math. But and yet the message is still so powerful. So like, what was like the writing process for that EP? Because you're going through a little bit of a time in your life where you feel conflicted for sure.
Yes.
Like, and then also your high school band or college band disbanded, Port Harbor.
Yeah.
So just like a lot of an in between phase in your life. It seemed like so kind of how did Homeless come to be?
Love that question. That record it's one of those that it was, I wrote those songs before I knew Wine and Warpaint would exist, before I had an outlet for anything planned. And yeah, like you mentioned, coming out of, we played in that college band for probably five years or so, put out 2 EPs and did a ton of shows. And I had no idea what I was going to do next. Coupled with, I worked at a church for a long time, kind of always thought I was going to work at a church growing up.
Yeah.
And then suddenly stopped. And so a lot of the songs kind of were driven out of that experience, and feeling like the loss of center and the loss of stability from what I always thought my life would look like, what I always thought I would believe. And so there's a lot of angst in those songs, and there's a lot of kinetic energy in those songs. Just
they feel so raw.
Yeah, I would describe them that way. And like I love that you counted the unique words in Before I Knew. That one, yeah, kind of intentionally, it's the same verse, like verse 1 and verse 2 exactly the same.
Yeah.
And it's the most hopeful song, but the least said.
Exactly.
And so that I think is poignant and interesting. Just because I was trying to say so much and trying to figure out myself, and I had a lot of anger and a lot of frustration, and let alone it was my first time making rock, like straight up rock music since I was in high school. Like, you have this high school picture is crazy. But like Port Harbor, we made like kind of indie rock with some folk influence and that type of thing. And our live show was very energetic, but it wasn't the rock music I'm making now. And the high school band really was like, we called ourselves Happy Hardcore, and we were just trying to rip off 4 Years Strong. But I didn't even know what it would sound like sonically. Yeah. So there was that tension as well. Mm-hmm. So I think that EP is just a lot of indecisive tension.
Yeah. And you wrote it in your childhood bedroom, right?
Yes, I did.
And
the bedroom I grew up in.
I feel like that childhood raw emotion is like, you can feel it. Like, I feel like you genuinely can feel like the youthful hope in some of it, and then just like the adult, like, you lose the innocence, so to speak.
Sure.
So,
yeah, and there's a little bit of sadness in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good insight. I think, I was trying to figure out what it would sound like, what it would look like, and all of that doing in that space is also really interesting, just on a small set of bookshelf speakers and just coding in drums, drum ideas, and I had no idea how I was going to record it or what the project was going to be called or anything. You captured all that.
How long before it came out did you like write it?
I think it was like probably 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is it tough? This is not even something I plan on asking, but is it tough to sit on music?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, right?
It is. I think I wish I could churn them out faster.
Okay.
I have a certain desire in terms of quality level that I want to hit, and that requires collaboration. So I push it as far as I can myself, but like I need insight both from, I think Taylor and Colleen are some of my closest creative collaborators, but then I also love the opportunity to bring in other folks like Matt Goldman and Kyle and Will, and Tay does some mixing and some mastering on stuff. So if I could streamline that process, make it faster, then stuff would come out faster. But I also want to make sure what we put out is
of quality,
the way that I want it to sound. Like and the we talk about this a lot. It's like art can be it can sound however you want. Your process can be anything you want it to be. But at least for this project, there's a process in terms of getting it out. But it is tough sometimes. I mean, I have a bunch of songs now I'd love to show you. It's not quite ready to show you.
Yeah. Before we move on, Daniel just asked if you want a beer.
Oh, I would love a beer.
Daniel, do you want to deliver a beer down here?
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be amazing. Do you have a preference? I don't even know what we have.
Yeah, give me that same thing I had earlier, Dan.
Danielle, get on that.
CJ, thank you. I think that's helpful just because I want to be putting stuff out faster than I am. But I do think some of the stuff that we're working on now is some of the best that I've put together.
Yeah.
So,
well, kind of on that same point, I want to talk about some unreleased music.
Yeah.
Particularly Same Air, which is
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's gone through so many versions. There was like the original demo with like that pulsing synth.
Yes.
And then you did the acoustic version Lakeside in Alaska.
I did.
And then which
is on YouTube.
Yeah, that's on YouTube. And then you did like a vibey, kind of low-key one on the Shako sessions. In 2020.
Wow, okay. Yeah.
So
man, I forgot about all these things.
What is like is that you trying to do it so many different ways to get it to a point where you want to actually officially release it? Or is that it's never going to come out, so like let's have fun with it?
It's a great question. And I think so that song I wrote for my my sister and my brother-in-law.
Thank you so much, Daniel.
Thank you, Captain.
My pleasure, guys.
I just saw that you said we don't have any more whalers, which this will do.
Will that fresh catch?
This will do. Yes, thank you. I wrote that for my sister and my brother-in-law when they were living in Alaska, and I wished that we could be together.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that song exists in a lot of ways. I think it was so experimental. The original demo, which is a bonus track on the physical version of Homeless.
I have it right here. You don't need to play it, but
you have it?
I could pick it up right now.
That's wild.
Let me see.
But I'll talk while you do that.
Yeah.
I think some of the acoustic stuff is like we did an acoustic version in Alaska when I was with them, and that was like just happenstance. It was I wanted to be able to sing it with my sister in the state she was living in, and she had an acoustic guitar and that was it.
Yeah.
But the stripped version was I don't really know why. I think I just never felt settled on the demo, and so I never committed to getting it in a form that I felt sure about.
Yeah.
And so that's probably why there's so many different versions of it along the way, and it is technically an unreleased song.
It's like a little bit of an in-between.
Right.
This is it. You want to play it?
Hit it. That's wild. That's crazy. Just because it's like that sounds so like synthy and like yeah.
It's not very like what you've made your
It's
sound
not into that. Like exactly. It's like it does feel very experimental kind of sonically.
There's a point in the second verse where the lyric is, "I got my eyes on the road, but I'm not fully here," and there's actually a car swerving sound effect.
Oh, I did. That's unintentional.
No way.
Yeah, you probably hear something in the synth, but that's great.
I gotta pull it up. You hear that?
I think that's just a delay on the vocal.
That's crazy. I've
But
always
you've
thought
always heard it as a swerving sound
it
effect.
sounds like a swerve because it
I like that.
lined up perfectly.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool. This is honestly just I really like that song. I should put out like an actual version of it. This is what that's confirming for me. But thank
It's
you
so
for
good.
reminding me about that song.
At least the chorus. The chorus needs no changing. It's unbelievable. And I think
Sweet.
it's one of your best vocal performances
Oh, thanks.
on a song.
Wow. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I should. I'll
Yeah.
add that to the pipeline.
Yeah, just get it going.
Yeah.
Okay. So, flash forward to COVID,
Yep.
and now you're working on Half to Life.
Yes.
This is how did COVID like affect that song or that EP rather?
It's a good question. I actually don't think it affected it very much, other than that it gave me time to work on it.
Okay.
But I was that's when I did all the covers, and there are a ton of covers on YouTube, and I think there's probably some people who only know Wine and Warpaint as just the band that did the covers that they like. So
Yeah.
the Phil Collins
You're
cover
Not
or the Seosin cover, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is cool. But I think I was doing a lot of sonic experimentation and producing experimentation, and then at the end of that covers journey is when I started working on Half to Life.
Okay. Cool.
And Half to Life actually was the one that I did completely myself. So like mixed and mastered and performed everything myself.
I was gonna. So you just
Actually,
take it away.
no, I
'cause
think
was
about
gonna
it.
ask.
Sorry, Taylor mastered that, but I did mix all the songs except for Anything at All, which is your favorite. That Taylor mixed.
That song is unbelievable.
But that one, I think that I think COVID just gave me the time, and I do think I would not have been able to feel like I could do all that myself at that time had I not been afforded the chance to experiment with the covers before that, which was probably also just a product of COVID.
So like everything happens for a reason.
No doubt.
Okay.
I mean, and I think that I wouldn't be where I'm at now for sure if we didn't have time to go to devote to that, to actually get better at arrangement and performance and producing. And I loved being able to do everything on that album because it gave me a better understanding of every facet of the music making process and knowing when I wanted to collaborate with people and how to collaborate, which is also kind of cool.
Next up should be Covers 2.0 with Hella
No
Good.
doubt. And I no doubt that's a No Doubt song.
How about that?
That's one of my favorite covers we have popping right now.
I
It's
wish
the
I
Hella
could have
Good cover.
seen you do that live.
We'll whip it out again
Yeah.
for sure.
My transitions have been better than I thought they were going to be today.
They're
but
really popping,
We were
man.
talking about everything happens for a reason.
Right, yeah.
So on February 4th, 2023, you had your stroke.
I did.
That, I guess just generally before we like get deep into it, that was probably a pretty rattling experience.
It was really odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, just as 29, that stuff doesn't happen to people that are 29.
No.
It was in the middle of the night. It's like 1 a.m. It threw us for a loop for sure.
Yeah. That's unbelievable. Scary stuff. Have you ever heard the story of the Chinese farmer?
No, tell me.
Okay. So there's a farmer and his son, and they have a horse. And before we get going, let's see what Scotty's saying. Not sure if you'll talk about it later, but one of my favorite unreleased songs, I think it's unreleased, is We Don't Want It.
Oh, We Don't Want It is released.
It is released.
Yeah, that is out
I love that song too.
on streaming. Yeah, but that's a good one. That it's kind of like its own little island song. It's not related with any sort of EP or project.
No, that was like
It
late
is
2019, right?
Beautiful song that I wrote about all the family members that we lost. And yeah, I still do love that song. Track the drums in our house.
Did you really?
One. Yeah, in our old house
Yeah.
that was really, really tiny. I had to put the dog outside because it was too loud.
Oh, poor Barkley.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Chinese farmer is a father, a son, and they have a horse, and the horse runs away. And the neighbors, who are also farmers, come over and say, that's bad luck. And the farmer says, maybe. The next day, the horse comes back with 6 other horses. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And the farmer says, maybe. Day after that, the kid's riding one of the horses that came back, falls off, breaks his leg. Everyone's like, oh, you must be devastated. That's so unfortunate. And the farmer says, maybe. And then the next day, the military comes, and they were going to draft his son. but his leg's broken and now he doesn't have to go. And everyone says, oh, that's such good luck. That's amazing. And the farmer says, maybe. So you obviously see where I'm going with this.
Yes, for sure.
You had your stroke, but that led you to put out Feel the Heat, which is your most popular, most famous song to date. Almost 400,000 streams on Spotify alone.
It's crazy.
How do you believe in sort of that interconnectedness of everything happens for a reason?
Let me add more fuel to that fire.
Please.
I wrote that song before the stroke.
Right.
Which is even weirder.
Yeah. You had it.
Like, it was already done. It just hadn't been released. And there are lines in it that freak me out about, like, now I'm going to be on the spot. Shit. How does that song start?
Take it slow.
Take it slow. And the cold I might nick an artery. An emotional emergency. I don't know the first thing about feeling anything. My right side went numb.
Yeah.
And like, but I know that I want it.
Yeah.
Like the fact that I had that type of imagery in a song that I intentionally just meant to writing about just kind of like just general existential apathy or malaise, and it became this really weird, direct, literal application.
Yeah.
What do I think about? Let me answer your question directly. I mean, I think everything is interconnected. I think that's kind of the beauty of your life. Like, you can never get to where you are without having been through what you've been through. It's true for me. It's true for everybody. It's true for you. And in that sense, like, yeah, that I can't ignore that impact. And I'm grateful for everything in my life, including the bad things, because I truly believe you can't get to where you're going through without having been through what you got through. So yeah, I do think that it is wild. I think something about that song resonates. I remember a mentor of mine texted me after that song came out, and he said, I've always loved the stuff that you work on. Something about that song just really connects, and congrats on the release, which meant a lot. And I think that it's played out for sure, but I'm grateful for that song in that way.
Yeah. It's also, I know you put a reel on Instagram. I don't know if you put it on all platforms, but anywho, you put out a short form content talking about Feel the Heat in the unreleased version. The lyrics in that are, I wouldn't change it, but it'll take some time to feel your anxiety unwind.
Yeah.
Is like, you cooked with that for
sure. Oh, thanks. Thanks.
But yeah.
Yeah, you have to scroll through the Instagram to find that one if you know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
it's just an early version of it. Said it'll take some time.
It was kind of like
anxiety and why. Yeah.
You it was like you did like a series after Disassociate.
That's right.
Where you kind of just did a little BTS. And then I guess on top of all that, how did your time with Fighting Tuesday Nights?
How do you know this?
How did that help you write Feel the Heat?
How do you know this, dude? That was the band before the Battle of Me. Oh my god.
Isn't
that
that
back up? That was, let me tell you a Fighting Tuesday Night story. We're supposed to play Dylan Massey's birthday party in 7th grade.
Oh.
And Dylan was in the band. It was
okay.
His birthday party we were playing at. And my buddy Tucker, who has filled in on bass for Wine and Warpaint before.
Okay, cool.
He like recruited me for this band. I was singing vocals. We were doing like 3 Days Grace covers. We had a Census Fail cover. We were doing like Scotty Doesn't Know by Lustra. I'm like trying to learn all these songs. I got these printed out lyric sheets. I'm like, Tucker, this is tough, man. Like, that guy's got a lot of songs. And he said, yeah, man, this band is no joke. And we're in 7th grade, like 12 years old or whatever it was.
Gosh.
This band is no joke. And we get to the party, and one of the guitarists in that band we were like, all right, let's play this song. He's like, oh, I don't know that song. And then everyone was like, all right, well, we'll play something else. I was like, I thought this band was no joke. I learned all these songs.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
So Fighting Tuesday Nights taught me how to take things seriously, I think.
Oh my CJ God. Said, for every burning point of light, another's lost in the shadow went platinum in my car.
Oh, let's go. Thank you, CJ, because I love that line too. That's the pre-chorus of Feel the Heat. And that always felt so visually interesting to me, but good to shout that one out.
Yeah. Okay, so here we are in 2024, and you put out Disassociate, your first ever album. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you, dude.
11 songs, 40 minutes. It's really tight.
Mm-hmm.
And I think 7 of the songs came out before the official
Yes.
album release.
Yes.
I think that works in the album's favor because you kind of have an emotional connection to each song, and you feel more for each song, I guess would be a way of putting it. And I think once you get into like that 16 to 18 range on the album, it starts to feel a little bloated.
Yeah.
Was that a conscious choice to keep that album so tight? What was the deal there?
I feel like this is ironic because my buddy Jake's album that we just talked about has 9 tracks. I feel like you need 10 tracks. You gotta be at double digits. There's I think the Coldplay record Ghosts is only 9 tracks as well. Okay. But so it's definitely possible. But I like 10. I like in double digits. Yeah. Just in general, I feel like that's the minimum I want to hit. Like for that record in particular, I actually wrote that album with blank spaces for songs that hadn't been written yet. I was thinking of the album holistically. I was like, I want a song in this slot that is kind of avant-garde and different to get your attention. I want a song in this slot that's very over the plate. I think like Static filled that role. Yeah. I want a song on this one that's like accessible but a little weird, and that was Codify. And then the one on that, I need to reinforce the main idea, so that one became Bad Nihilist. Yeah. And so I was filling out the track list kind of that way, which is a little abnormal. Sometimes you just write a ton of songs and then curate. That one I actually was like, I want a song like this in this spot for the album. Yeah. And would write to that.
But I think that works so well in terms of theming. Because you have this message that you want to say, and that kind of keeps you in track versus you just like, I don't know what specific album I would be thinking of, but you just kind of get a random song that's just like, I don't know why that's on there. Sure. Like, it doesn't feel like there's a theme for the album, and that one just kind of sticks out like a sore thumb.
I have a lot of conflict with the current streaming model of music in general, and I came up loving albums and appreciating albums, and streaming has some people have said the album is dead, just as a format.
Fair.
Sure, certainly fair.
Yeah.
It's not dead so long as there are people who like it, and I will always be one of those people who love albums.
Yeah.
And so I do think so much of that was driven because I love the album as a piece of art. Mm-hmm. Like, I love individual songs. Physical better than digital media. I love that because we do have some physicals of that record too. And the concept of being able to, like, when you hear a song in context of an entire album, it hits differently than when you hear it on an algorithmic playlist or you hear it on some other like genre-based curated playlist. Mm-hmm. And so I because I love that format. That really drove me to focus in on putting out an intentional collection of songs that have. It has to be. You have to put out an album for a reason in this day and age. It's like, if the album is just like, I don't know why you threw that on there, and it feels like disparate songs with little connection to each other. It's like you should have just put them out as singles. Because if we're doing the album thing, let's do it for real.
I get so frustrated when an album doesn't have a message.
Sure.
Because it's just like a musical version of a movie in my head.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I watch this movie, and it should have a beginning, middle, and end, a story. And I want my music to have, it doesn't necessarily have to have a beginning and end, right? But I want a story. And if I'm going to listen to an album,
that's how I feel with albums. It's like singles are great, but if there has to be a reason that we're putting it together on an album.
Yeah. Another one on decision making. Mm-hmm. When I think of a title track, I think of usually a leading single, something I can bob my head to, and it's kind of usually an anthem. You did not do that. Disassociate is
the weirdest song on the record.
I would go as far as to say it's almost an interlude.
Oh yeah.
And so, like, why what was the choice behind that?
I'll tell you. That's a great question. Let me quickly chime into Penguin Guy's thing here. Definitely, I think if you're writing a song for an album, they can be similar, they can be different. The question is the process of writing a song for an album and writing a single different. They can be similar, they can be different. But I think what was unique about the process of different disassociate was that sometimes I would for some of those songs I was like, this is for a specific spot on the album. Mm-hmm. So I don't even like. Hopefully, it serves as an individual song, but it wasn't even really my main point in writing it. Which is, there's no wrong way to do that. That was just maybe one of the ways I went about it. Talking about disassociate, the reason that song is so weird is because I felt very passionately that the idea of the record, calling the album Disassociate, that idea is kind of sad and kind of painful. And I wrote it out of a place of being really frustrated with myself because I felt like I was disassociating in my life, and I felt like I wasn't able to connect to stuff. And so I was like not wanting that song to be normal, because I don't think the idea of dissociation is normal. And so like the main theme of the record being like, oh, I don't engage with my life the way I want to, and I'm fighting against that, and there are things that are pulling me in one direction or the other, both positive and negative. So you have songs like Codify where, oh, technology's pulling me to disassociate, and songs like Bring Me Back where it's like the people in my life and my wife and the people closest to me are pulling me to connection and the opposite of dissociation. So the song about dissociation has got to encompass the entirety of that feeling, which is chaos.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And this like crazy interconnected flow of weird spoken word, absurdist poetry into like punk tension and distortion. We had 2 different drum tracks on that, panned hard left and hard right. I played one, Hunter played the other.
For someone who doesn't know what panned means.
One is in the left ear, one is in the right ear. It's
Yeah.
2 completely different drum tracks, 2 completely different drummers playing completely different parts in different ears.
Yeah.
The only inspiration I gave for that song was, that's the only one we wrote completely collaboratively. So the 5 of us in the room were me, Hunter, Taylor, Colleen, and Hannah, all throwing ideas at the wall. So it's also probably why it feels so strange, because it's a lot of different people's ideas. The only inspiration point I gave for that was like house music, like European EDM house.
Okay.
Because that also sometimes feels like music you can disassociate to.
Okay, cool.
And so combining kind of like what I love about kind of avant-garde punk, thinking about Me Without You or 68 or Glassjaw or The Refused, and then having that type of energy combined with the like European house where you like the lights are going and the smoke is going and like and that was kind of the confluence I wanted to try to capture. I love in that song that we have one part where we're yelling "It'll all be over soon," and the record's almost over. Another thing that I really
that was
enjoy.
on purpose.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I remember saying to my sister once, I was like, you're gonna skip that song. It's our least played song on the record.
Makes sense.
Which I'm totally cool with. You're either gonna skip it every time, but one day you're gonna be like, I only want to listen to Disassociate.
I have done it.
Let's go. Let's go. And it's like, that's like the perfect space I wanted to occupy.
Yeah. It is so weird. And you said you all wrote it.
Yeah.
I have on good money that you were not the one who wrote I See Bedroom LEDs.
That was me.
No!
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I thought for sure that wasn't you.
That was me.
I was like, would he say that? I didn't think you would say it. So you said the light ring too?
I did. I see light rings. I see feelings. Yes.
Ugh.
I did write that. Because that's like just seeing the constant form of social media, like thinking about, we don't think a lot about the creative form of the stuff that we consume. And so being able to call out like, this is the type of thing I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And I don't want it to just glaze past me and me to not think critically about it.
Yeah.
Is the idea.
Okay.
But I did write that.
Fine. Talking about streaming.
Yes.
I don't mind. That song blows me away every day. And that song is one of the lower, it's on the lower end.
Let me check.
Well.
Yeah. Is it?
I think it has like a little over 3,000
Okay.
on Spotify.
Yeah.
I feel that song is so underrated and kind of speaks, it feels like a song that will be evergreen.
Yeah.
Because the messaging in it is going to be something that lasts. What is it at?
It's 3,200.
3,200.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah. So just why do you think that song is like one of the lower played? And then also, I just kind of double up on 2 different questions. I feel like the vibe of that song is a little bit different. It's
Yeah,
a
it
little
is.
more low key.
Yeah.
it almost kind of feels like a different genre,
Yes,
which
I agree.
I
agree.
love.
Yeah.
But I know I just threw two questions at you.
No, it's great.
What do you think?
I think one, that's my mom's favorite song. Shout out, Mom.
It's Serena's favorite song.
And Serena's favorite song. Also, Serena says no more scrolling. Amen. You know, let's try to stop scrolling so much. That song actually often gets shouted out at live shows as, oh, I loved that. What was that song that you did? And it ends up being I Don't Mind.
Okay.
So I think it serves, it's funny, I haven't thought about the streaming numbers on that song since it came out.
Okay.
Because I almost never exclude it from a live show. We've been doing video content with it lately at our shows, and that's the only song that I put up every lyric in the song on the video screen.
Really?
Yeah, I'll put like some lyrics just as for like visual engagement, but that's the only song where I'm like, no, you're getting every single word from this one. It was the first song I wrote where I often feel like I write about my life. I don't often write about like what I think. And that was the first song I wrote where about what I think. Okay. And so that it's really meaningful to me in that way. I think it's one of our best songs.
Yeah. Just
like kind of top down, like in
sonically.
Yeah, sonically.
Messaging.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The effectiveness of it, like lyrically, I think it's one of my better lyrical songs. It's like the one I submit for like if someone's like, "Oh, show me an example of your songwriting." I'll send them I Don't Mind.
Really?
Before I'll send anything else. Yeah. And so it's interesting. I think streaming often is driven by things that aren't related to value or quality or anything like that. Streaming is driven by algorithm and user behavior and machines analyzing the nitty gritty of a wave file. Like machines being like, oh, this song doesn't have enough energy, so I'm not going to put it in an energetic playlist. Mm-hmm. And I don't care what machines think about that song. So like,
right.
So insofar as the numbers reflect that, it's like, great, I don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, that song will never not be in a set for us, I don't think. Just because of the role it serves. And I
even years from now,
probably not. Probably will stick around.
That's
unless
cool.
I write something else that kind of fits that mold.
Okay.
Which maybe. There's nothing in the pipeline right now that is like that. So but you're right, it does feel like kind of like a different genre, but it's like a certain side of us, of the certain side of maybe the loud energetic punk rock channeled into it has that same energy, but the form is different. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I like that type of break in the set that feels congruent but a little different.
Yeah. Do you ever feel like you're losing the battle of not caring about streams and like wanting more streams?
Absolutely. It depends on the day.
Okay.
I'm on a good day right now. So
nice.
Today I don't care.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's a good spot to be.
Yeah.
I guess just sticking with like the technology and streaming thing, let's talk about Codify.
Yep.
So in an age where people are in a chokehold with electronics, do you kind of feel like Old Man Yelling at the Clouds with that song, or are you able to kind of live that life that you are preaching in that song?
I have a really hard time living the life. I wish I could. I think like there's a hip hop artist that I follow named Marlon Craft who has some great words that he's articulated a lot of great things about this. Just about the duplicity of critiquing social media and feeling like it is causing more harm than good, but also feeling a need to engage with it because it allows us to connect what we think is valuable art to the people who want to engage with it. Mm-hmm. So if I was actually true and had proper integrity, I would just be off social media completely.
Yeah.
And I think there's a world where I hope that I'm able to live that. Mm-hmm. But I'll continue being a hypocrite for as long as it's necessary. But I think there's never going to be a lack of a need to critique these social media systems. I mean, they're coming through with court cases holding these companies accountable for creating intentionally addictive tools, and not caring about anything other than how much money it makes them. And so I'm always going to be down to try to say, hey, that's wrong. And we also kind of take it as a commodity. Like I know we've started to view it in the same way as if it's like error, as if it's like like power or water is social media. And it's like, no. We need to make sure that we're thinking critically about this and being like, what's this doing to my brain? What's this doing to my relationships? How is this affecting my sleep? How is this affecting my self-image? Like, I will try to continue critiquing that as long as it's around and being crappy.
All right, let's put a bow on this thing.
Let's do it.
So we're 2 years after your last album.
Yep.
You have a single out. Mm-hmm. What can we expect from Wine and Warpaint in the next, say, 8 to 12 months?
Oh, beautiful timeline. Because we can get a lot done in 8 to 12 months. I'm currently mixing a song that is going to come out hopefully within the next month or two.
Sweet.
That is a song called I Still Care, about feeling like life has passed you by and I'm not where I want to be, but I still care about stuff. I'm still trying my best.
Yeah.
That one we got to record
this
high school choir, and having 14 to 17 year olds singing that song, I'm singing about feeling like you're behind but still pushing ahead, is very powerful and moving for me. That will come out very soon. Kyle and I are going to get cooking on these new tracks, which I think are going to feel very much like Super Boom feels.
Are you going back out there?
We're actually going to work remotely, which is exciting.
Cool.
Yeah, so like I'll be able to work from Richmond, and he's going to connect with us in LA. And that one, that's really exciting. I'm really pumped about that. Those songs are going to be so sick. I can't wait to share them. I truly do think it's some of the best stuff we've ever done. CJ, I will give you a preview on the 10th, but it is currently not on this set, but I'll play you something on my phone for sure.
What's on the 10th?
Oh, our show. We have a show on Mother's Day. And it is at the Camel, and I'm really pumped about it. And Blake, the guy, the drummer from this high school band, he's back here on the drum set.
Much utility.
I know. We keep pulling this up. Is actually playing drums. My first time playing music with Blake since the Battle of Mace, since high school. So I'm really pumped about that. That'll be a fun day. So that music's coming out. We've got that new track, I Still Care, is coming out. I'll tell you this next song that's going to come out after that's called No Gods, No Masters.
That's the one that Kyle Black bet on.
That's the one he bet on. He thought that we should work on that, and instead we did Super Bloom. But that one's coming. That's going to be the next one we work on.
Okay, cool.
With him and I. And then I think there's another song called Minefield that's going to come out.
Wow, you're giving us everything.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
That one's also going to come out. And I'm going to hit some booking agents' emails hard, too, in the next couple months, because I'm trying to hit the road, man. Hopefully we can be opening up for your favorite hardcore pop punk band. But yeah, any booking agents on the stream, look out, because I'm coming into your inbox, baby.
Do you have like a ideal? You don't need to necessarily say what you're planning, but like, do you have an ideal location range that you would like to hit?
Oh, would love to go all over. But I mean, I was thinking today how amazing it would be to do our first show in Rhode Island.
I absolutely promise you, if you did it in Rhode Island, we would have that place full.
Let's go.
We would have that place full.
Yeah,
we get all of everybody in there. Get everybody in there.
Sick. Yeah, hopefully we'll be in Providence in the next 8 to 10 months. That's my
Holy
hope.
moly.
That's my hope. Maybe 12 to 18.
Yeah, okay. I can live with it.
Yeah.
That'd be Christmas Day for me. Okay, I have to ask this one. It's kind of trite, but I have to ask.
Yes.
Where do you see yourself and Wine and Warpaint in the next 5 years?
Oh man, I have where I hope. Maybe I should meditate before I answer this question. Because
you don't have to answer it.
Oh no, it's totally fine. It's because I want better things in my life, and I will always have very material goals and material things that I hope for, but I don't want that to be the thing that I hinge all of my assessment of myself or success or anything. And so I want better, bigger things than that. And so I hope in 5 years I'm making great stuff with people that I love, and that I'm putting out art that I'm proud of, and that I have a body of work that I feel like represents my love of the genre, my love of the process, and my love of the music and the art form in ways that I just in abundance. I hope I'm doing that in abundance. and I will indulge the side of me that I don't like as much. I hope that we are able to do headlining tours, at least on the East Coast, in 200 to 300 cap rooms.
That would be amazing.
That is the goal, the hard goal. That if that doesn't happen, that's fine, so long as I'm doing all the other stuff.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Scotty says no gods, no masters is so sick.
Yes, pumped about that. And CJ's saying Jam and Java again. We need to get up to DC because I was emailing a buddy of mine who was like, "Let me know next time you're in DC." So we will do that too.
Okay. Before you go, we had a deal. You probably don't
Did
remember.
we?
Had
I
a
don't
deal.
remember this.
You said if I ever come up to Rhode Island again, I'll use this as motivation to come up to Rhode Island again. So this is.
Oh yes! Wait, I was just thinking about this.
This is Connor McDavid jersey I own.
Yeah!
That Brandon said if he comes up to Rhode Island, it's yours.
You're giving this to me?
100%.
Let's go, baby. This is what I'm talking about. I always said, because I also am a Bruins fan, go Boston sports. But I said if there's one jersey I would get, it would be the navy and orange McDavid Oilers jersey because this thing is nice.
There we go.
Oh my gosh, Rye. Thank you, buddy. That's very nice.
Of course. Thank you for hopping on. You didn't have to. So I appreciate
always.
you taking the
I will
time.
always hop on.
Go stream Wine and Warpaint on everything. Buy their merch, wineandwarpaint.com. Any other plugs?
No, man, that's it.
That's it?
Ryan's Dimes is what I'm plugging in. Stay attached to the stream.
There we go. Alrighty. Thank you for coming on. And
Absolutely, dude.
go stream Wine and Warpaint, like I said.
Let's go.
All right. Later, guys.